Seç Buranın kanalından herkese selamlar dostlar. Bugün Her Blade'in yeni bir bölümüyle karşınızdayız. Biliyorsunuz en son Heli öldürmek için ihtiyacımız olan kılıcı almamız gerekiyordu. Ve bunun için belli bir görevler vardı. Onları yapmamız gerekiyor. Görevin birini tamamlamıştık. Şimdi diğerine geçeceğiz. Kaldığımız yerden devam edeceğiz. Şimdiden iyi seyirler diliyorum arkadaşlar.
I want to tell you a story about a god of the Northmen called Balder. The second son of Odin, he was beautiful, good and wise. He was fair of feature, he spoke fair words, he gave fair judgments. Light shone from him. Only good things were told of him. Yet he was the first of the gods to die.
Evet, genelde iyiler zaten erken gidiyor.
It's another world. It's lighter.
It's nicer. I like it here. Can we stay? Let's stay here. I like the way it feels. It's
The bridge.
It's not broken.
It's fixed.
What happened? This bridge is fixed. Let's cross it.
The Northmen tell this story about the death of Balder. It begins with dark dreams. Night after night, Balder dreams of his own death, and the gods fear for his life. So Balder's mother makes everything in the world: fire, water, iron, stone, earth, wood, beasts, birds, serpents, poison, sickness, swear an oath not to harm her son. One by one, they each make their vow. Neither weapons nor wood will injure him, Balder's mother boasts. Only Loki, father of Hela, the mistress of death, is not amused.
Go through it.
It's dangerous.
Follow it. What's behind the gate?
Where will it take you?
It's not safe.
Dillian.
There he is.
There he is.
What are you waiting for?
Quick, find a way.
Find him. Where is he?
Where's he gone?
We're in the wrong world.
He's not here.
She's in the wrong world.
He's not in this world.
He's in the other one.
He's in the other one.
He's in the dark world.
The dark.
The dark.
The world once seemed so simple. Black and white,
You can't go up.
Not in this.
darkness and light. Narrow dividing lines of our own making. Dillian taught her to see further. to peek through the cracks and see the worlds of colour stretching away from the glow. And Senno explored new paths into the unknown.
Why isn't he here? He's gone. He's in the dark world. He's gone to the dark world.
You're in the
wrong world. He's in the other world. The dark world. Without you.
O zaman karanlık dünyaya geçip bakacağız.
Kill the things that are most precious to you. They didn't deserve this. Curse strangling me just like it strangled him.
Nobody will love you.
Dillian didn't believe in the curse. Dillian believed in you. Dillian undoes the curse.
What does it feel like to feel a love so strong? He led you astray.
You should have listened to your father when you had the chance.
Why didn't you listen to him?
This love has tortured you
And it tortures them. There he is.
Where are you taking
He's
me?
up there. He's up there. How do you get up there? There's a way. There is a way up there. She can do it. You're nearly there.
The gods feast and rejoice and amuse themselves by throwing spears and stones at Balder, striking at him with sword and axe. But he comes to no harm, whatever they do. The gods never cease to wonder at this great marvel. But Loki shapes himself into a woman and asks Balder's mother, Is it really true that all things promise to keep him safe? I did not ask the mistletoe, Balder's mother confesses. I thought it was too young. Oh dear.
You have blood on your hands.
You are guilty.
You will always be guilty.
Was it worth it?
Loki makes a dart out of mistletoe and goes to the gods as they throw things at Balder. The blind god, Huth, was there. Loki asks him why he wasn't taking part. Huth says, I cannot see where Balder stands, and even if I could see him, I have no weapon. Loki replies, here is a wand. I will tell you where he stands. And Huth throws the mistletoe at Balder.
Your curse is
It pierces through him, and to everyone's horror, Balder is killed. And for this, Huth is slain.
Dillion doesn't know who killed him, but we do. He cared in a way that nobody else did.
The Northmen tell how the gods mourned Balder. His body was to be burnt on his ship, but they could not manage to push it into the sea, and sent for a giantess to do it. She comes riding a wolf and has vipers for her reins. She pushes Balder's ship into the sea with such force that the ground shakes and the rollers burst into flames. When Balder's wife sees his body carried onto the ship, her heart bursts with grief, and she dies. She's put next to her husband, and the pyre is lit, sending the dead to hell. But even so, the gods cannot accept his death.
You're cursed.
Nobody will love her now.
Can you remember what love feels like?
Look what happens to the things she loves.
She destroys the things she loves.
She should have listened to her father.
Why didn't she listen to her father?
She thought she could defy her father.
Overcome with grief, the gods send Hermod to ride to Hel and ask Hela to let Balder return home. All the gods are weeping, he says. Are they? Asks Hela. We shall see if he is truly missed. If everything in the world will weep for him, he shall go back to the gods. But if even one thing refuses,
Do you know? Was it worth it?
He was still alive and Dillian was dying. He deserved to be dead.
What does that make you feel?
Years had passed since she left her father. She trained hard alongside her friend, Dillian. She saw things no one else could. Patterns, shapes, movement. An intuition that made her an exceptional warrior. Friendship turned to love.
Because he believed in you.
But the shadow of darkness never let her go, and she was caught between two worlds. That of Zinbel and her past, and Dillian, her future. Two realities tearing at her soul.
Wasting your time.
You have no time for this. Speed up.
These rooms mean nothing. It's all part of their game.
They've set you trials to distract you.
They've set you up, and now they're going to watch you fall.
What if these trials mean nothing?
Constance laughing at you.
What if they take you no closer to Dillian?
That's Dillian, and you're letting this get in the way.
What if they are just to tire you out, to make you weak, the darkness within you?
He saved you.
That's you. You owe him. His love keeps you strong. He's the reason she keeps fighting. What if this is pointless?
What are you doing?
Every trial is pointless, and there's another way.
Why did you think you could make this work?
You keep seeing runes. You see runes everywhere.
Everywhere.
But what if they're not real?
What if they don't actually make
What
sense?
if they're a trick?
The gods were lying.
What if you think it makes sense, but really the gods are playing with you?
It makes sense in your mind, but it doesn't make sense in the real world.
The gods vote, but it doesn't mean anything.
You can't read this language. You don't understand.
Zinbel was
this.
right.
You're wasting time.
You're cursed.
He saw the warrior.
You succeed. Slow. Quicker.
Does it feel warm? Do you feel safe?
Dillian loves you.
What if they're all about wasting your time, just delaying minute by minute?
Remember how he made you feel?
What does she think she's doing?
She's
You're not special.
She thinks she
They mean nothing.
Evet. Kapıyı da aç.
She is pure darkness.
Güzel bir maçalar. Hoşuma gitti.
What if the gods are laughing at her?
Messing with her.
It wouldn't be this.
First time.
Dillian!
There he is.
Dillian never much cared for the underworld, and looked dimly upon the druids, like her father, Zinbel. I guess he took after his father, the chieftain who believed nothing he couldn't see, and he happened to be blind. She felt safe in Dillian's arms, and to see the world through his eyes. Slowly, the darkness that had bound her so tightly began to unravel. You're going to fall, careful.
No, she's not. She's not going to fall. She's strong. She's steady. She can do it. You can do it, Sinwa.
Bak bir yala kendini.
Senua, your father cannot understand your darkness. He cannot see through your eyes. No one can. My own father was born blind. Doesn't have the faintest idea of what the night looks like. The word dark to him means as little as the word light. So if someone is afraid of the dark, should we fix them by taking away their sight? Would you give up the beautiful world that you, and only you, can see just to be rid of your nightmares? Or is this the price you pay for the gift you have? A gift that makes you so special in my eyes. Just another part of the person I love.
I left for the wilds to protect you from my darkness. Because I love you. But it made it worse. I'm so sorry.
What if this is pointless? What if you're wrong? What if this has nothing to do with the sword? What if we're wrong? The sword will never be used.
Sanırım bir görev kaldı kılıç için.
What if this is the end?
Şu anda ona doğru gidiyoruz.
It's just a pointless test.
Kılıcı da
You've been
merak
fooled
ettim bu
before.
arada arkadaşlar. Nasıl bir kılıç verecekse artık.
You don't know. It's just their game for you. You never know which way it's going to go.
I saw once a plague strike northern lands of ice. It was so terrible that not the oldest man among us could remember the like. Hundreds died. The sickness took nearly every person younger than 40 and many older. And where dying mothers gave birth, the marks of the plague were on the babes as they came out of the womb.
Ee?
Where are we? I don't like it. This place feels...
What is this place?
This place feels... It's... creepy. Creepy. It feels wrong. It feels strange. Be wrong. This place stinks. It's disgusting. It smells like death. I can't breathe. Can you smell the death? There he is. There he is. The light. Go towards it. He's in the house. He's going in. He's disappearing. Follow him. Don't let him disappear. The air. Where's it gone? Keep going. How do you find it? It's just a trial.
It's a test. Like the old warrior trials. Dillian will help me.
İğrenç.
The stench of rot. She can almost taste it. Do you smell it? No. Don't worry. Not everyone can. It was a warm spring day when she went to the river with Dillian and the others. But the water. She could taste the rot. But no one else could. She knew something was wrong. Something sinister. She begged them to leave, but they just laughed at her. But soon enough, as the bodies piled up, no one was laughing. And they knew that she was not like that.
The bridge. It's broken. Fix it. You have to fix it. How are you going to fix it?
You can't get to the house until the bridge is fixed.
You must. You have to get to the house. You have to find Dillian.
found a way.
To climb the tower.
The ladder.
Quick. What now?
You can see it. Aligned to the truth. The bridge. Up the tower. The tower. How do you get to the tower?
Find a way.
The ladder is broken. How do you get up the tower?
Somewhere. Find a way.
Dillian will disappear soon. Find a way.
Up to you.
It's another test.
Don't fail.
The light is still glowing, but soon it will go out.
You haven't failed yet. You mustn't fail now.
The Northmen speak of a death moon, a light shaped like a half moon that appears inside a house and goes around the walls. I once saw the death moon appear at a farm, and first the shepherd died, then a guest died, and then the farmhands, and then the farmer and 6 of his men drowned at sea. That is not the end of it, because the dead return to haunt the living. If you see the death moon, then beware, because there will be death in that house.
Basit
Get to
oldu
the
be.
house and finish this
Kolaymış.
trial.
It doesn't finish until you get to the house.
Before he disappears, Senua.
You have to get in.
Senua! Come to me! Where are you?
I'm here! I'm right here!
Are you in there?
You have to
Come
find
out
him.
if you are.
Dillian! They're coming for me!
There's too much. Someone's calling you. Someone's calling you. Why are you? What's that voice?
You can hear Dillian. It's Dillian. Go to him.
Dillian?
Go to him. He's trying to save me. It's being
Dying.
It's close. Don't let it see you.
It is.
Go towards it.
Run.
Focus.
Focus.
Focus. It's close. It's close. Move away. Senua, move away.
Feel it.
You'll die. Focus. Two more.
Two more to find. Where are they, Senua?
Where's Dillian?
Where are you? Don't let it see you. Don't get lost.
Don't let it see you.
Come on.
You'll start to burn.
You'll burn.
There it is. Move away.
Don't get it. Look quick.
Where's Dillian?
Where is he?
This is taking too long.
Can you hear him? You're lost.
Two more rooms.
You have to find them, Senua.
You're lost.
Where are they?
This all looks the same. What should I do?
The light.
Focus. Go towards it. Focus. Focus. Look. Run now. I have to find one more. One Johnson. Find the other symbol. You're lost. Look at you. Where is he? You've got one. Where's the door? Find a way out. Find it. Get out. Run. Don't let it look at you. Don't let it see you. It's coming. Move away. You're lost again.
Bu daha eğlenceli olmuş yalnız böyle. Bir yandan kaçarken bir yandan bu işaretleri olmak daha güzel.
Senua! What happened?
They're blaming me for the plague. They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
How would they know such a thing? Are they gods? None of us are. They're just people. Good people, but they're scared. They're afraid of what they can't see. Like children scared of the dark. They make up stories to fill the void. That doesn't make them true.
What if my father was right?
You have to step out of this darkness. Let them see who you really are, like I have. You're not a monster.
Without you, this darkness has made me a monster.
Killing you would be too easy. They're taking your memories to torture you. They're taking you from the inside. You're disappearing one memory at a time. Every time you remember, it disappears. They're going to take everything. They're not yours anymore. They're going to take everything you have. The memories of ghosts. They belong to the gods, not to you. They're eating you from the inside. They want to kill your soul. They want to crush it. They think they want your body. They want your soul. They want your mind, and they're going to take it. The memories were yours, but they're the gods now. Nothing is yours anymore. It's disappearing with your memory.
Northmen say that their all-father, Odin, gave his eye in exchange for a drink from Mimir's well, the well of wisdom. In blindness there can be wisdom. Only by giving can you receive in return. For this reason, I give my life and pass on my stories of the Northmen to you, Senua.
Where am I? I can't see. Who's there?
Can you hear me? I'm right here. Can't you see me?
No. Help me.
Breathe slow.
It's the darkness.
Stay still. Empty your thoughts. Tell me what you feel.
A breeze.
Good. Then there is a way out.
I can't tell where it comes from.
Yes, you can.
The others.
The voices, they've gone.
I'm still here.
It's so quiet. So dark.
It's okay. Listen to your own breath. Feel it rise and fall. Good. Be aware of everything you hear and feel. Let your senses guide you.
I think I'm somewhere else now. But the breeze has gone.
Use all of your senses. Let the world speak to you. What do you hear?
I hear water.
Go to it.
Let's reach the water.
Good. That's your way out. Follow it upstream.
I'm so sorry. I thought I left this all behind.
Don't be sorry. It's not your fault.
He was right. It's inside of me. It won't let me go.
So, my father, he taught me the hardest battles are fought in life, not the soft. And you can prove that to me in the warrior tribe. This is just another battle. You can beat it.
This isn't your battle. You don't have to help me.
I want to. Besides, you are going to be a great warrior one day. We need people like you.
Okay. I'll do my best.
I know what you're thinking.
There's a water. I can't stop myself.
Then look for another way and tell me what you find.
Seems there's no escaping the past
Where's
in
the
this
house?
place. And so she's forced to relive it. To what end?
I don't know what's inside.
Don't be afraid.
There's something in you.
Do you see it?
No.
Then it cannot see you. Quietly move past it, one step at a time.
It's not following me.
Leave it behind. Keep moving forwards.
think I'm in a house. It stinks of death.
The darkness is testing you, but you are in control.
A well. There's a well.
Don't turn back. You're getting close.
Delia. Help me.
Go to the center.
Oha be.
Delia. Is that you? I can see a light.
Yes, I can see you too.
She could spend hours, days even, trapped within herself, in the dark.
You see me?
Yes.
Your eyes were open, but you were gone.
And when it finally let her go, she could be anywhere, with no memory of how she got there.
When it comes for me, I have no power over it.
But here, for the first time, someone was there to help.
But I heard your voice. You brought me back.
You found your own way back. All you needed was a little help. A little hope.
Tamam mı? Bitti mi? Alıyor muyuz kılıcı? Hadi bakalım.
The warrior trials.
Evet. Kılıcı alıyoruz diyor.
Go get the sword. You have to get the sword.
With grammar reforged, you will have Odin's blessing to walk, a goddess, into the halls of Helheim and challenge Hela as an equal.
So Dillion was helping me. And the sword will lead me to him.
Oraya nereden çıkacak?
Like when we first met.
Buradan gidilmiyor. Evet, alalım artık kılıcı.
Dillion gave her the strength to pass the warrior trials, and she saw a way out. To leave her past behind and become a warrior in Dillion's clan.
It's not safe.
The sword is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
No. He left it here. He wants me to take it.
You will pay a price for this.
Adamlar artı 9 sword yapmışlar.
But years later, with Zinbal's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. A plague.
Dillian?
Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
Do you see it clearly now, Senua? The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us. You have blood on your hands.
They're coming for you now.
They're coming.
They're coming to get you.
Hold your heavy strike.
Hold it!
Evet. Bakalım artı 9 sword neler yapıyor.
Unleash the sword.
She can't remember.
How does she focus?
Don't give up. Don't give up. No. She finished. Focus now. Focus now. Focus. Take him down. Take him down
Vay canına.
now.
Bayağı sağlam
There's
kılıç.
nowhere to run to. There's
In the sea of corpses, the corpse waved through itself over the ones I loved. The ship broke up under them, the ship that had sailed from the land of shining fields. Their memorial stone is sacred. Come not here in the sun. Come not with a sword. Come not crying over a naked corpse. Come not with disturbed mind.
She's lost.
Ne iğrenç bir yer lan
She
burası.
doesn't know where she's trying to get to.
You feel the blood running cold on your skin. Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? They were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. And look at what you have done to them.
Behind you!
All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on the father Zinbo, you turned your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
He can read. Finish this. Focus. It's the only way. He's finished.
Kim başka ya?
Who is it?
Gönderin, biraz daha gönderin.
Where are you?
Do you hear, Senua?
It's
Do you hear the voice of your mother, Galina? She calls for you, Senua. Go to her. Answer her pitiful call.
I need you. Help me. The darkness took her life, and it will take yours too. You're both dead. You both surrendered to the
Even your
voices.
dear beloved mother was powerless against the darkness when it came for her. She too had a sight. She too doubted the gods and let the darkness infest her. But she didn't run. She escaped the only way she knew how. She gave her life to the gods. If only you had done the same, the world would have been spared this horror. It's not too late. She's calling for you. Why don't you join her?
She can focus. It's inside her. Quickly get up! They're coming! You're stronger than him. Get them!
Focus.
now.
Stop it! She will die. Stop.
He's down! Finish it! Finish it! He's a better fighter! Get up! She's going to die. She's injured! She's not living! You ended it! Focus! Focus! Behind you!
Focus is growing. It's coming back.
Do it!
You're close.
Watch out! Watch out!
He's stronger than you. Stop them.
You finished it! Get up quickly! Get up! She's hurt. She's injured. She will
You can do this.
go again! Down! Behind you! Too slow. Get up quick! It's not over! It's not over! warrior trials.
Why do you still fight on? Maybe you too should suffer with your brethren in this rot and let your blood seep into the seas and the rivers of hell. Isn't that what you deserve after all you've done? Give the darkness what it wants, let it swallow your soul and destroy all that you are. Why are you fighting for someone who is already dead? Just look around you. What hope is there for him, even if his soul could be rescued? Do you think he would thank you for what you have done to him, to his friends, to his father?
They're winning. Behind you. Get up. She's going to die. It's not over. It's not over. She can do it. Keep going. He's gone! The mirror focus is built. It's built. End it now.
Bu yordu be.
you hear the suffering, Senua? Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood running cold on your skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds? They were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. And look at what you have done to them. All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on your father, Zinbel, you turned your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
Ne anlatıyorsun sen de? Sapkınlık ne diyorsun ya? Beyin.
Both dead. You both surrendered to the voices. The darkness has taken you. Galena and Senua. Galena and Senua.
You are lost. There's nothing you can do. You're dead. You're both dead. Mother and daughter dead in the sea of corpses.
Corpses.
Tiplere bak ya. Tipe bak.
I can't fight it anymore. Not on my own. Where are you, Mother? I want to be with you.
That night, she gave up on her world to follow in the footsteps of her mother, to go to a place where the darkness couldn't reach her.
Senua, look at me.
Do you hear them? They're calling for me.
We've lost so many. And I've lost my father. I can't lose you.
You said it. I have blood on my hands.
I didn't say that. You've done nothing wrong.
Symbol was right. Everyone will suffer.
Zimbel is a fake. He is a hateful, bitter liar. He's poison. And his words still haunt you. Who do you trust? Him? Or me? Do you still believe in me, Senua? In us? Come back to me. Please. Don't let this darkness come between us.
The hardest battles are fought in the mind.
Kesinlikle.
He gave her the sword with which to fight in more ways than one. She gave him her word, never to surrender. All she needed was a little help, a little hope.
Şam çeliğinden yapmışlar lan sonuçta. Şam çeliğinden yapılmış kılıcı bize Odin yaptı diye kaçtırmaya çalışıyorlar. İnanmayın böyle şeylere. Odin yok. Hiç gitmediniz ki zaten. Hep buradaydınız. Ay Helena seninle.
I'm here to help you. Senua. We're back. We found her. We found you. Where have you been? There she is. Don't worry. We're here to help you. You don't have to do this on your own anymore. You need us. There's a way in.
Into the mountain.
Can you see it?
Shall we tell her where to go?
It's not far. Go on.
Look
Up. Just up there. Listen to us. Sit.
Shall we tell her where to go?
Shall we?
Does she know which way to look? Does she know her way into the mountain?
She's a good girl, isn't she? So clever. Did you miss us? Oh, she did. She did.
Are you glad we're back?
She's so glad we're back. Go on.
There's a door.
You can do it.
You can see it.
Come on, Senua.
Go away. I'm not listening.
I will tell you of a great hero named Sigurd, son of Sigmund, no less. Born after his father's death, Sigurd is cared for by the dwarf Rain. But Rain does not love the boy. Instead, he plans to use him for his own ends. You see, Rain's father possessed a great treasure given to him by the gods. But Rain's brother, Fafnir, killed his father and took the gold all for himself. Fafnir hid the treasure out on a heath and could not leave it. And from the evil in his heart, he turned into a dark creature, a dragon.
Evet arkadaşlar, bir Hellblade bölümünün daha sonuna gelmiş bulunmaktayız. Videomu eğer beğeniyorsanız beğen butonuna tıklamayı unutmayın. Yorum yapmayı ve abone olmayı da unutmayın arkadaşlar. Kendinize iyi bakın. Hoşçakalın.